Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel, and hello if you're new. The bluebird is probably one of the most sought after birds to attract to your yard, but they can be pretty difficult to draw in. But if you watch this video, I'll give you tips to turn your yard into a bluebird paradise. Let's get into the video. In the wild, bluebirds feed by perching up on a power line, tree limb, or fence post and look down across the ground to find insects. To take advantage of this, make sure the bluebirds have a good perching area to look out across your yard and to find insects. Because of this unique feeding style, it can be a good way to find out if bluebirds are in your area. Walk around outside in the early morning hours and look for the round shape of a bluebird perching anywhere between 10 and 30 feet above the ground over an open, grassy area. If you haven't guessed already, bluebirds are insectivores, which means their primary food source is insects. Anything from caterpillars to worms and beetles are all on the menu for bluebirds when they are available. During the winter, when these food sources are unavailable, they turn to berries for most of their food. The winter is by far the most likely time that you'll see bluebirds at your feeder. During the warmer months, they prefer to find their own food and may not use feeders at all. To make your yard more attractive to them, try planting native grasses below perching areas to take advantage of their summertime feeding habits. Also, try to keep your lawn cut low so that they can find the insects that inhabit your grass, such as beetles or earthworms or crickets. Also, try planting some fruit-bearing bushes or trees. In the winter months, when food is not plentiful, fruit-bearing bushes or trees can be like magnets for bluebirds, if robins don't eat them first. In the wild, overwintering bluebirds feed heavily on native berries such as mistletoe, sumac, holly, dogwood, and juniper. In your yard, try planting beautyberries, Bradford pears, blueberries, cedars, cherries, crab apples, dogwoods, elderberries, hollies, serviceberries, and winterberries. These are some of their favorite berries to eat, but their palate is not limited to this list. Next, make sure you're offering the right kind of food at your feeder. At my bird feeder, here are the bluebirds' favorites: live mealworms, dried mealworms, raisins, dried cherries, and suet crumbles. But the bluebirds also eat in my bird feeder shelled sunflower seeds, also called sunflower hearts, out of shell peanuts, suet, peanut butter, and tree nuts. But I have also heard they will eat hard-boiled eggs, apple slices, and grape jelly. The best feeders for bluebirds are tray feeders, but this allows many more species of birds to eat the expensive bluebird food. So feeders such as larger tube feeders and specialty bluebird feeders tend to work better for them. All birds need water to drink and to bathe in, so by adding bird baths to your landscape can be a good way to attract all the different kinds of bird species, bluebirds included. And make sure to keep the bird bath clean, because green or red algae can grow quickly if the bird bath is not clean, and this will discourage birds from using the bird bath. To get birds to notice your bird bath, try adding a water wiggler or solar-powered fountain to add visual appeal to the bath. And if it gets below freezing in your area, buy a heated bird bath or get a heated rock to keep your bird bath flowing all year round. Also, try putting up some birdhouses. They can be a great way to get bluebirds to stay in your yard. Here are a few tips to increase your nesting success with bluebirds. Put up a nest box specifically designed for bluebirds. An entrance hole of 1.5 inches is perfect for bluebirds. Try putting your houses at a range of heights. Bluebirds that are boxes that are higher up tend to be preferred by bluebirds. Most of my bluebird houses are about 10 feet off the ground, on special telescoping poles. There's a link in the video description to a tutorial on how to make them. Also, put up multiple styles of nest boxes. Peterson, NABS, and especially Gilward styles may be preferred by bluebirds. Gilbertsons are also not preferred by house sparrows, a fierce competitor of bluebirds. Don't wait till a bluebird shows up to put up a box. In the meantime, other delightful native birds such as chickadees, titmice, and woodpeckers might use it. Bluebirds have multiple broods of chicks in a single year. Sometimes, a bluebird will prefer to use a different box for their next brood, but sometimes they'll use the same box. Make sure to clean out the birdhouse after the chicks fledge to prevent the spread of disease from one brood to the next. Once you get bluebirds to use a nest box, the likelihood of them or their babies coming back to the area the next year improves. Face the entrance hole east. This gives the nest morning sun and avoids the heat and prevailing winds of a box facing west. A second choice will be south. Location, location, location. Put your nest boxes in the right habitat. Bluebirds like semi-open grassland habitat, such as mowed lawns or meadows, orchards, and roadsides, especially dirt roads that aren't traveled on very often, with scattered trees and short ground cover. Here are some more ideas on where to put birdhouses. Put the box near where you'll see bluebirds perching. If you have a lawn, mow the grass, as this makes it easier for the bluebirds to hunt. If you want bluebirds instead of house wrens, stay away from dense vegetation. If you want bluebirds instead of tree swallows, stay away from ponds or open water, or try pairing boxes 5 to 20 feet apart, so tree swallows may pick one and leave the other for the bluebirds. Also, avoid dense woods for putting your birdhouses. That style of habitat is more suitable for titmice and chickadees. Areas with fence lines, some medium-sized trees, or telephone lines provide perches for hunting and nest guarding. If these are not in your area, put up some perching sticks if there are not enough perching spots in your area. If no native birds use the box for 2 years, try a different spot. For example, further away from traffic, or switch the direction the entrance hole faces, but still make sure it's away from prevailing winds. Another tip is to leave nest boxes up year-round. Birds checking out future nest sites in the fall might find yours and come back in the spring, or they might roost in it in the fall and winter to keep them nice and warm during cold winter nights. If you have paper wasps in your area, rub the box roof with soap to prevent them from building nests. And also, bluebirds prefer to make their nests from pine tree needles, so try filling a suet cage full of them and hang it near the box. In the non-breeding season, try calling them. Place a Bluetooth speaker right on the feeder, and watch as the birds flock in depending on what calls you play. And if the birds are frightened by the speaker, turn down the volume. Most birds are not as loud as you think. Try not to do this excessively during nesting season, as it could draw birds away from important activities such as guarding their nest, caring for their babies, or getting food. This could interfere with their behavior or survival. It could also theoretically increase stress if established birds think their territory is being invaded. But most importantly, be patient. Bluebirds can be pretty rare depending on location, but stick to it, experiment on different houses and feeders, and in no time you'll have the bluebird of happiness living in your yard. If you enjoyed these tips, make sure to leave a like on this video and subscribe to my channel so you can stay up to date on my latest videos. Thanks for watching, and good luck.